What's up, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Nikkor ZMC 50mm f2.8 lens, and we're going to see how well it performs with portraiture. We're going to start inside in a studio setting. We are going to test out the eye autofocus in conjunction with the Z6 II. We're also going to step outside for a little bit. We're going to look at the bokeh, and we're going to see how fast this lens focuses from the background to the actual subject. And I'm going to give my overall thoughts. So when I got this lens, I adore it. I love it for the detail shots for weddings. But for portraiture, I have a few little issues with it. If you're wanting to photograph children, they're going to be moving around so much, it's going to be difficult to keep up with this lens. As a macro lens, just like every other macro lens I've used, it does seem to hunt a little bit, except for the new Nikkor 105 for the Z. That one's actually pretty amazing, but I do not feel like this would be a good lens for children. I know a lot of people would want to kind of double up so this lens could be versatile, so that you could get close-ups and details and stuff, and it makes sense. I understand it. The only way I think this lens might actually double up and be good is if you are a wedding photographer, you do the details with it, and then you shoot some formals with it. But even then, I just don't feel like the portrait quality is as good as, say, the as say the 51.4G or the 51.8 with the new Z series cameras. Right off the bat, we're noticing that it does have problems following the eye. I don't know if I got any picture in focus with the eye autofocus function. I tried this indoors in a controlled setting, and you'll see later I tried it outdoors. I'm having my son move around a lot so that we can see how this tracks and how this records. I am shooting wide open. You'll be noticing all these pictures say something like f3.0, f3.2, and honestly the reason is because it's a macro lens. What is crazy was not far away enough, even at like 7-8 feet. When we go outside with the magnolia tree behind him, it still would not go down to f2.8. I'm really trying to figure that out. The one thing I will say is, like all the other lenses in the S line, it did perform very well with reduction, or actually absolutely, I can't even notice any color fringing, chromatic aberration. So what I'm doing here is going up close to his eyes. Now, of course, he's moving a little bit. He's a child. It's going to happen. But I mean, that is the whole point. We want to see how this performs with children, if they're sitting still, if they're moving around. But yeah, I'm going up close with his eyes. I'm trying it on full and trying it on the closest distance by switching the button. Generally with a macro lens, you really do have to have precision. You do want to have a tripod. As a macro lens, I have to say this lens performs very, very highly. I mean, it knocks a lot of other macro lenses I've tried out of the park. Just as portraiture, it's just not as good. It's not what I'm used to. I highly recommend the f1.4G or the f1.8, the new Z series, the S line lenses for portraiture, if that's what you're going to buy this lens for. So inside, I'm using my Godox SL100 at about 50%. You'll see my camera settings, ISO 320, f3, that, like I said, it varies because I was shooting wide open and that it would just go, that's as wide as it would go, and 1/25 of a second. I originally had it at 2/50 of a second. I'm not exactly sure why I changed it, and I should have made a note of it when I was filming the video, because by the time I get to editing, it's gone out the window, anything I was thinking. So sometimes I'm not exactly sure why I changed it to 1/25 of a second. If I kept it at 2/50 of a second, we wouldn't see as much blur, and then we would be able to focus on like what did the actual what actually came out in focus a little bit better. But even while I was taking it, I could see that this was not going to work out. It was just too slow to focus, and every time it would actually take the photo, it was at a point far after I had intended to take the photo. At this point here, we are testing out the bokeh, and to me, it's looking like there are footballs from the center all the way to the edges, and of course they just get worse as you get further to the edges, closer to the edges. But yeah, they start as footballs in the middle, not much round going on, and it's not a very clean, pretty bokeh like something you would see from the 85 millimeter or even the 50 millimeter 1.4, 1.8. So it's just kind of muddy looking, sort of like if you got a kit lens, like that kind of bokeh. I hope that makes sense. And guys, I do offer online photography education now. My first course is done. It's called Money Making Minis, and it is a course on how to be efficient with your mini sessions, how to be productive, so many things that add up to actually being able to make money with your mini sessions. I also go through pricing, lighting, shooting, everything, editing. So check that out in the comment box below. Check the link, and this may be a course for you. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I wanted to make this video a little short. My last 105 video was way too long. Just want to stick to the subject, portraiture, that's it. If you enjoyed this video, or if this is helping you make some sort of decision, please let me know in the comments below. And of course, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time.